98FM. The sound of the city.
98FM's Dublin Talks. Weekdays from 10 a.m.
With Adrian Kennedy.
Compared to the country that many of us lived in 20 or 30 years ago, Ireland has progressed quite considerably. We have legalised divorce. We have legalised same-sex marriage. We have decriminalised abortion, at least that's in the pipeline and will happen later this year. The next big debate in Ireland is likely to be about euthanasia. Now, this isn't something we will get to vote on because it is not something that is expressly forbidden in the Constitution. So it's up to our politicians to decide on this. And we want to know whether or not there is public support for this. Call me on 6797 981. Text or WhatsApp us on 0877 98 98 98. Would you support the introduction of assisted dying, which is what euthanasia basically is, assisted dying? It is where, and this happened with that man, David Goodall from Australia. He was of sound mind and body. You may have seen the interview that he gave or the press conference that he gave the day before his assisted dying, and he sang songs and everything else. He knew what he was doing, and he knew why he wanted to do it. He was just fed up living. He wasn't actually terminally ill. He was just 104 and fed up living. He wanted out. He just had enough. And the only country in the world where he could do that with assistance, being of sound mind and body, was in Switzerland. And we're asking whether or not we should allow people to die at a time of their choosing. He didn't want to get any older or frailer than he was. He was just fed up living. He'd had enough. Marie, you're on 98FM. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
Good, thanks, Marie. What did you want to say on this?
I would 100% agree with it. I have an illness now. Well, I haven't been well for a while, and basically it'll turn terminal. And, I would definitely want euthanasia. I don't want to watch my family. I'd feel more for them looking at me.
Okay, so you don't want your family to have to watch you deteriorate.
Yeah, and it's bad enough, like when you die, it's heartbreaking for them. I don't want them to be there watching me basically fade away. I think that's worse. It'd probably be, it's a relief. If you get where I'm coming from, it'd be a release if I was suffering and I died. I don't want them watching that. I don't want that. I want to have that choice, that if it gets too much, that I have the choice to say, right, give me a needle, put me down. You know what I mean? It's just something I kind of want.
Now, a lot of people, as you know, are against any form of euthanasia because they believe that it is the only person who can decide when we live or die is God. Now, what do you say to those people? Okay,
well, to me, no. I do believe in one thing, and I always say, when your number's up, your number's up.
Yes, but that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, but Adrian, you could go out today and get a bang of a bus.
No, I know that, and then your number's up. I understand that.
You haven't suffered. You haven't. I don't mean this in a very light-hearted way, but you get a bang of a bus, you're dead. Don't let me. I don't want to see my family there crying over me. And anyway, Adrian, and people contradict this. In a lot of cases, in most cases, they give you morphine. So morphine is a form of euthanasia. It is a form of euthanasia.
I know, it's just not instantaneous. Yes, I do agree. Yeah.
And there's no way I would like to think, and that is my wish. I have two wishes. I'd hate the thought of kind of dying on my own. I'd like someone there, but I don't want to be there more or less gasping for breath. And your family there, I'm
witnessing all of this, and
I don't want that. I want to go as peacefully as I can.
At your own time of choosing?
At my time of choosing.
Have you, do you mind me asking, Marie, have you got a life-limiting condition, or is it?
Yes. I have a condition now. It's fairly serious, and you know, and if it really got so bad that I don't know what way it's going to, nobody knows what way it's going to end, you know what I mean? But I don't want to be lying there gasping for breath. I'm gasping for breath, you know, getting around. I don't want to be lying there gasping for breath and poor kids coming in and grandkids coming in and seeing me in that state. I don't think that's not what I want. So if I want to go, I want to go. I can say, right, I want to go, and that's it. I'm not. The last thing they remember is me. Oh my God, she was gasping for breath. She didn't die happy. She did, you know, because my own mother died, and Jesus Christ, I'll never forget it, Adrian. She was nearly screaming in agony, and that is my last memory of her.
It's very sad, yeah, it is, of course.
All the good memories are there, but that's the one.
As opposed to, had she had that option, she could have just slipped off to sleep and just
slipped
died.
Off and went peacefully.
All right, stay there for 1 second, Marie. 6797 981 is our telephone number. You can text or WhatsApp us on 0877 98 98 98. 0877 98 98 98. I'd love to hear from you on this and find out how you feel about this. Is there anybody even now who would object to this on even religious grounds? Because that's the main objection. Other than that, I can think of no objection. If a grown adult has, is terminally ill, for example, and their doctors are telling them they'll be dead within 6 months, they don't want their condition to deteriorate to the extent you just heard that lady say. Her mother died in writhing pain. It's no way to live, is it? Shannon, you're on 98FM. Hi, Shannon.
Hiya.
Good, Shannon. What did you want to say on this?
Like, I believe that if someone wants to end their life, if they're terminally ill, that they should have the right to do that without question. Like, they should be able to go to their doctor and say that that's what they want to do.
And what about somebody like that man that we were talking about, the man from Australia a couple of weeks ago, David Goodall? He wasn't terminally ill. He was 104. He was just fed up. He was just, he was in a wheelchair. His eyesight was going, blah, blah, blah. He's just fed up. He wasn't the man he used to be and he wanted out.
See, I don't believe in someone who's healthy. Like, if you have an illness, like, say, dementia or Alzheimer's, and you set up a plan in place before it gets bad, you know what you want to do, and you have everyone knowing what you want to do, then yeah, you should be allowed to do it. But if you're healthy, I don't agree with it.
Okay, so that man at 104 who just had enough, he just didn't want to live anymore, you would force him to stay alive, would you?
I wouldn't force him to stay alive, because if it's in the legislation and it's his choice, like, at the end of the day, what somebody wants to do is their choice. I'm not going to take someone's choice away. Do you get what I'm saying?
And,
I'm not
yes,
going to turn around.
And this was his choice. This is what he wanted to do. And I don't know if you saw any of the interviews with him or whatever. He was clear that you could tell that this was his decision and his decision alone. And, that's what he wanted to do. Shouldn't he have that right to do that?
He should have that right to do that, but at the same time, you have to look at the point of view. What if someone who, say, is in the 40s or 50s, who says they're perfectly healthy and they want to decide they want to end their life? It's an awful shame for them to decide to end their life, because they're still considered young enough. Like, it could be seen as a great shame.
Okay, but I could argue with you that suicide as a crime now in Ireland is not illegal, hasn't been for a number of years. It used to actually be illegal, although I don't know how they can ever prosecute somebody who's taken their own life. But in theory, in law, it was illegal to take your own life, but it isn't anymore. So surely you should be able to get help to commit suicide if that's what you want to do.
See, you should be given first mental health, like therapy and whatever you need.
Indeed, yes.
Before you reach that stage.
But you would prefer if it were only applicable to people who are terminally ill, who are going to die anyway.
Not even that, but if for people who have illnesses or like who have exhausted every channel of help and they don't feel like they have any other options, then yes, if they need that, they should be helped in any way.
Anna, you're on 98FM. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Darren. How are you?
Good, thank you. When it comes to the conversation about euthanasia, and this is something I mentioned earlier on, you believe that only one person or power has the right to end life, and that's God.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, what if I don't believe in God?
Even though you don't believe in God, it's God. Your life belongs to God, so He's the only one that can be able to end your life. I know sometimes there is some sickness you have that is so painful, you feel like ending your life, But when you are okay, I don't think it's right for you to end your life, no matter situation you are or no matter circumstances you find yourself. It's only God knows when you are going. And he's only
okay, but again, Anna, I will ask you, for people who don't have the belief in God that you clearly do, surely it is up to them to decide.
No, it's not up to them. Even though they don't believe in God, it's not up to them. They don't own their life. It's not up to them, honestly.
Oh, Marie, you don't own your life.
Yeah, I don't own my life.
No, hang on, Anna. Marie, you don't own your life.
Well, I own my life, and can I say, I respect that girl, right, and her beliefs. But what right has God? It's my life. What right has God to make me sick? What right has God to make me suffer? I don't know harm in nobody. So why is he putting me through, not just me, I mean, people in general, little babies, Why is God putting them through cruel, heartache and pain? What did a little baby do, a young child do, to deserve suffering? My life is my life.
Okay, Anna, here's a lady who has a condition that may one day end her life, and she wants to be able to decide her exit strategy and nobody else.
Well, it's her opinion. It's her choice, It depends on what she wants. But I would just say, to my own opinion, nobody owns his life. It's her life, as she said. But if she decides to end it, it's her opinion. But it's not the right way to go about it.
Okay, she doesn't own her life. God owns it.
God owns it, exactly. God
okay, stay there for 1 second, Anna. Jude, you're on 98FM. How are you, Jude?
Not too bad at all, Adrian.
Jude, what do you say to that? Anna believes that God owns your life and you can't do anything with it and it's not your decision to end it.
Well, Anna is totally at her prerogative. She can believe anything she wants. I don't believe in God. But what I think is, how can anyone say only God can take your life when these very people can't even prove God exists? I think someone should be able to take their life. There was a case there 2 years ago over in Belgium where a 15-year-old had euthanasia. There was nothing wrong with her. She was perfectly healthy. She just felt she couldn't live and went to court, and she's dead now. She had the euthanasia. She was 15. She couldn't bear life anymore. She's gone. I think anyone who wants to take their life, no matter even if they're healthy, it's their prerogative. No one.
And we should set up suicide clinics.
Euthanasia, if it's legal, yes.
For anybody?
Anybody. But the thing is, nobody. Why should someone who believes in God dictate to someone else?
Jude, somebody who, let's say, is a teenager and has been bullied and hates life and is thinking of getting a rope and hanging it out of the attic and killing themselves, you're saying that person should be able to go to a clinic and take an L injection and be done with them?
Yeah, well, if they want to, or if they don't feel like they want to breathe the same air as the rest of us, good. Even if they're terminally, especially if they're terminally, should be able to commit suicide or have euthanasia. That the person who helps them is not a criminal. They should. There's nothing wrong with it. But to anyone who says only God, these people who said only God can decide, they can't even prove God exists.
Okay, I get all of that. I get you think that if somebody wants to take their own life, they should be able to do it, and they should be assisted if necessary, even if they're fit and healthy.
Yeah, and the person who assists them, that's what I mean, they should be decriminalised.
Okay, so the person who sets up the injection, I mean, that's obviously what euthanasia laws are required for, in order to ensure that somebody isn't charged with murder for assisting somebody. You think that it should apply not only to the terminally ill, it should apply to anybody who wants to end their life.
Yeah, and it wasn't just me. Over in Belgium 2 years ago, a court decided that this...
No, I don't actually remember that case. I'll have to find out about that case. I genuinely don't remember that now. Okay, stay there. Let me just bring in one last call on this. Muath, you're on 98FM. How are you?
I'm good, Adrian. How are you doing?
Good. What did you want to say on this?
No, I'm just against it because I think when depressed people want to end their lives, so we are against them. We help them. We do everything to help them to feel better. You know what I mean? Secondly, anyone who commits suicide, we call him a terrorist in the Middle East. And that's another thing. So
no. That's when they commit suicide with the intent of killing others with them.
Yes, but they are ending their life because they have nothing to do. They have no other choice just to commit suicide. You know what I mean?
Okay, do you believe that somebody with a life-limiting condition, somebody who is terminally ill, who perhaps is in pain and just has had enough of this life, should be allowed to take their own life with assistance if necessary?
No, I don't believe in that, no.
You don't believe in that? All right, Mo, thank you very much indeed. I'd love to talk to you a little bit more, but unfortunately I'm out of time. Thank you for your call. Thank you, all of you, for your calls. That is the next big debate here in Ireland. This is 98FM's Dublin Talks.
98FM. The sound of the city.
98FM's Dublin Talks. Weekdays from 10 a.m.
With Adrian